the student engagement surveys that we conduct annually. Most of the colleges in this room have participated in the Community College Survey or the Survey of Entering Student Engagement. You are amongst the 900 colleges nationally, and these students are amongst the 2 million students who have responded to those surveys. But alongside that survey work for a decade, we have also every year in community colleges across the country conducted focus groups with students, listening carefully and systematically so that their authentic voices can enrich our understanding and yours of the community college student experience. We find them inevitably, and I've already said this to this group of people, they're the smartest people in the room right now. They are wise, they are savvy, and they are honest with us, which is what we want. So today, we are fortunate to have with us this group of students from Texas and from California. They are an impressive group, and after Arleen gets started with the conversation with students, there will be an opportunity for us to open up the floor mics and you to ask them your own questions. And so, let's listen.
Hi, everybody. We told all of the students that we would have about 30 people in the audience, so they're just a little bit surprised. So we're going to work with them here, okay? Thank you, guys. All right, Eduardo, we've not had a chance to meet in advance, so happy that you're here. So we're going to start right here and ask everybody to introduce themselves to you and go from there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Holly Martin, and I'm currently in my second year at Richland College, and I'm studying communications at this time.
And are you full-time or part-time, Holly?
I am full-time.
Okay. Kelly.
My name is Kelly Grizzle, and I'm a full-time second-year student studying social work.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, guys. My name is Eric Nguyen. I'm an electrical engineer student in Richland College, and I'm a full-time student also.
Gonna have to ask everybody to hold those mics kind of close.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eduardo Segovia, and I currently graduated and got my associates, and this is my first year being in Richland College, and I am a mechanical engineer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bridget Chibuke. I am a full-time student at Richland College, and my major is nursing.
My name is Brenda Lopez. This is my second semester at community college, and I'm studying for communications.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dat Tran, and I'm a full-time student at Richland College, and my major is presently I'm pre-pharmacy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hui Hui, and I am a full-time student at Richland College also. And my major is biochemistry, and I want to pursue a doctor in pharmacy. And I'm working my way up there now.
Hi, everybody. My name is Maria Gonzalez. I'm a student at Richland College, and I am planning to major in civil engineering. I'm getting my associates this spring, and I'm planning to transfer to UT Arlington.
Hi, everyone. My name is Arleen Castillo. I'm from Los Angeles Trade Tech Community College. I'm a full-time student. My major is welding with a minor in minor in psychology. What else?
Okay. I think that's it for now. Okay. So leave the mic for a moment with Arleen, if you would. I told Arleen, since she shares my name, that I'm going to ask her every question because I'll remember her name. But actually, you might be wondering why Arleen is here from Los Angeles. She didn't just drift into the hotel. So can you tell us why you are at this meeting, Arleen?
Okay. So I'm part of the core team in our campus. She was asking me why was I here, and that's one of the reasons. When they were structuring the members from the core team and the data team, they included students there, which obviously should be the right thing to do. So, one question that I was really concerned when I arrived, and I was asking the members that, was I the only student here? and they told me that I was. So I was like, well, that's kind of odd. This is student success, right? So there should be some students here other than myself here. So hopefully on your next conference, there'll be more students here.
That Arleen won't be alone, right? But there's a caution that Kay and I want to put in front of you. Arleen is a member of the core team at her college. They have 17,000 students there. She does not speak for them all. So it doesn't let you off the hook when you have a student on your core team, right? Okay, just quickly, 5 years out, where do you see yourself? Arleen, where do you see yourself 5 years out?
Where do I see myself? Probably getting my master's in industrial technology and working out in a field, either having my own construction company or possibly teaching.
Okay.
That's like my plan C, though.
Okay. Just go down the line. Marie, how about you?
Okay, well, in 5 years, hopefully I'll have my master's by then, because I know I have to have my master's if I want to do civil engineering. But I think I want to focus on structural. I want to do, structures, buildings, and all that. And in 5 years, I'm probably going to be working towards getting my professional engineering license. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for me in 5 years, I think that I probably finished with my bachelor in science. I think chemistry properly, and on my way to pharmacy school.
For me, in 5 years, most likely I'll be a pharmacist, working full-time doing that, and then possibly probably continue some more education and getting an MBA or something, and then one day be a supervisor.
Dad, before you relinquish that, you already have something in place for your next steps, right? Why don't you share that?
Right. Just want to share with everyone as a praise to the community college. I got accepted into 2 pharmacy school already, and I chose out of 2. And out of 2 pharmacy schools, I chose the one that had the most tools and resources to help students succeed.
In 5 years from now, I hope I have my bachelor's, which it should be done, and hopefully find a job in communications to become a broadcaster, and hopefully it all works well.
In 5 years, I will have my bachelor in nursing. Also, I will go back to school, and I can get my minor in religion. And I would also like to work with the U.S. government and travel abroad to different countries and use my nursing degree to help children.
Bridget was telling me earlier she doesn't like to stay in one place, so she's going to be on the move.
In 5 years, I see myself with my master's for engineering. I want to finish my bachelor's in mechanical and get my master's in electrical because I want to have a diverse background. And in 5 years, I'm looking forward to, well, my dream is to work for Lockheed Martin. That's one thing. If not, then any company that works with mechanical. I love mechanical. I grew up with mechanical. My dad was a mechanic, and I grew up with it. My brothers, they've always encouraged me to keep going with it and everything. I love math. I've always, ever since elementary.
Oh, those what?
I mean, I just love math. There's just no way. If I get married with anything, I'll get married with math. So. Yeah, I just see myself as a businessman, working out in the field. I'm currently, I don't think I said it earlier, I'm minoring in business, so I'm thinking about making a business or anything. I haven't thought about the exact business yet, but hopefully it'll come in the future.
Okay. Eric, how about you?
Well, in 5 years, I'll probably get done with my bachelor degree, and I plan to working my way in a company, and then hopefully they can pay for my education.
Oh,
so I don't have to pay for it.
You have money attached to this.
Yes. So in 5 years, I'm probably going to get my master degree in electrical engineer. So what my dreams was, in one day, I would create a car that run on electrical only.
Electric car?
Yes.
All right.
By myself.
We're counting on you for that one. Yes. How about you, Kelly?
Plan on being graduated, working on the juvenile delinquent side with kids, on the at-risk kids, because I come from that, and being this late in life, starting school, I'm not getting in any hurry right now.
And for me, I would like to be able to be working on my master's at that time. That would really be great.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say that Kay and I are both fun hogs, and so we're going to double team you guys and ask you questions.
We are indeed, but one of the things, since we've been talking about completion around here, I want you to know how we got these students. We asked for ordinary students. We did not ask for students who have bachelor's degrees, associate degrees, master's degrees, and doctorates as their goals. That's who they are. And I want you to know that 84% of the students in American community colleges come to our college saying that they want that degree. So thank you for making us all smart. Now, a couple of quick questions, just more about your background. One is, for any of you, is your current college, for how many of you is your current college the first college you've attended? Okay, we've got a couple that have had other experience. Would you talk to us about that? Where'd you come from? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Where were you before you came?
Well, before I...
Oh, you have to grab the mic, Edward.
Before I went to Richland, I was going to Mountain View College, and it's basically in the same area.
Okay, another Dallas college. Okay,
yeah, it's,
all right.
Okay, what about others of you? You didn't start where you are now?
Oh, no. I originally, right out of high school, I went to Cerritos Community College, and I moved, and I just stopped going to school for quite some time. Okay. I just worked, and actually, when I started working at a print shop, I just started from doing data entry to, within 3 years, I was running the company. But cubicle is not my thing, so I went back to school.
You got a lot of friends out here. Okay.
So anyone else who started somewhere else?
Yes, before I came back to community college, I actually had a master in counseling. I was specializing in counseling troubled teens, and I did that for, over 10 years. And through that time, I realized and had to really be honest with myself. I couldn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life, just because of the demands of mentally, physically was really challenging. So back in 2008 is when I had to make a decision. One, will I stay in a job that I know that it's not best fit for me, or two, that I do something about it. And I'm more of a doer. I'm proactive, and so I decided to jump in and just do school full time. And that's when I started in 2008 at Richland College and pursuing pharmacy.
Thank you. Now, one other quick background question. For how many of you are you the first in your family to attend college? Okay, that makes this group about representative of the national student population in community colleges, first-generation college students. Okay, Arleen, head off.
How many of you are working while you're in school? Okay. Working full-time? Anybody? Working part-time? Any of you work at the college while you're attending school? So you're all working at the college.
Okay, we're going to go through the hours. How many of you work at least 10 hours a week? 20 hours a week? 30 hours a week? Okay, all right, so we're down around
25?
Okay. Arleen over there is, as you said, working hard at it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would like to transport you back to when you first came to the community college where you're going, okay? You're kind of waiting to go in that front door, right? You sort of see it there. What's going through your mind? You're sitting in the parking lot, you got off the bus, you got off the subway, there's that door. What are you thinking? Oh, Kelly, you're thinking. What are you thinking?
I just lost my husband and moved here 2 years ago, and so it was a brand new deal. I made a new start and decided that I've been out of school for 32 years, and so it was a challenge. It was a big deal to go in the door and by myself, you know. So the advisors were real good at Richland College. They walked me through it. So.
Okay. So you met some folks when you came, advisors who helped you get through it.
Yeah.
How about others of you? What was it like when you first were getting ready to come to your college? Yeah.
Quite frankly, I was completely terrified. It was just an overwhelming experience. College was never talked about in my family where I came from. It was never even mentioned as a word that I ever really heard in my family's home. And so I felt like I was kind of breaking with a tradition, albeit not maybe the best one. I still felt that break from where I had come from. And I was so grateful for the staff at Richland College. They really did help every step of the way, you know, this line, and then you proceed to this line. I mean, everyone was so helpful.
Okay. What about others of you? We're going to go back and talk about a little of what you said. Yeah.
When I first come to college, the first thing I'm thinking is where's the admission office, because I don't know how to register for the class. And it made me realize that college is different than high school. I was fresh out of high school. And it's the difference between them is that it's not just the size, but it's also the pace. Like in college, you don't stay laid back anymore. Like I remember in high school, my teacher, my English teacher, told us that in college, the professor will not beg you to do the homework like I do anymore. Either you do it or you not. I still remember that as I walk into college, and I realized that I have to like organize and change to survive college life.
So survival became a big thing for you.
Yes.
Okay. Any others of you thoughts as you were first starting?
So as I'm walking into Trade Tech, I'm like pretty terrified, nervous, excited, all these emotions going around, people all over the place. But I was quickly to learn that you had to start asking a whole lot of questions in order for you to get to A to B and to C. So that's what I pretty much started doing. I started asking all kinds of questions everywhere. Any student that I seen, I started pulling, like, hey, where do I go? Where's this office? Where's that office? And I soon got, registered, and I started attending some courses in the summer. That's when I started. There was no orientation when I started school. As for to now, like, there's actually an orientation, so it's a lot better. And it's actually, I'm glad that I'm seeing this campus change in a very positive way, that it's all about the students as opposed to people just staying in their little comfort zone.
Okay. How many of you came directly from high school? Okay. And the rest of you were out working and came back later? When you made for those of you who came back later, what caused you to decide this was the time to go to school? Eric?
Well, hi guys. Well, I worked for the Department of Commerce for 2 years, and then I got a layoff. So after that, I was just jumping job to jobs, and then one day, I was applied for one of the position as a door-to-door salesman. And in 2 days, I tagged along with that guy, and he makes $60 for 2 days work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. $60 for 2 days of work. So that's when I realized myself, I cannot do this anymore. That's when it got.
Now we understand the reference to money earlier. Yeah.
Yes. So what I did was I applied for UTD. I got accepted, and then I defer for 1 year, and then go back to Richland, and then take all classes that necessary for electrical engineer. So next semester I'll be in UTD.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, I'd like to sort of follow up on that question about, not coming directly to college by just asking the question about whether any of you at any time in your community college experience have ever thought about dropping out of college. Okay.
Maybe once or twice,
okay, well,
just a couple
okay.
times, just a couple
All right.
times. Okay.
All right, so think about this for a moment, because we would really like to hear from you. I mean, you're here, right? What was the most important factor that kept you in college pursuing your goals? What was the most important factor that helped you stick with it? Who'd like to start? Okay.
Eduardo.
Ever since I was a child, my family was everything. That's the heart of it. I mean, that's the core of it. I'm pretty sure everybody had family. All those memories, all those happy memories, those sad memories, everything that you've spent with your family, it just goes in your mind, and it just keeps replaying and replaying every time you're in a hard spot. Yeah, I've had my moments when I've said, oh, maybe not. Denial. But every moment I think of my family. I think of my brothers, my mom, my dad. My dad passed away when I was in middle school. Although he passed away, my brothers were my mentors. That's my drive. There was a time in college when I thought, I'm not going to make it, I don't know, this is hard. But when that happens, I just think of my family, I think of all those times. Back then when me and my brothers, we used to sit behind the trunk of the car and look up at the stars, and just the thought of those kind of moments just keeps me going. That's basically the primary idea why I'm in college. The second is you never get this chance again. It's only one chance, one life, and that's it. I mean, there's just not a second chance for it. And that's why I'm in college. That's why I'm still going.
Thank you so much. Who else would share with us what has kept you in school?
Bridget, please.
For me, it was my mom. Like, my mom was going through a lot of financial problems, and me and her would go back and forth arguing and bickering that I want to quit school so I could help my mom. And she graduated from college, and she was a teacher in economics. And she always wanted me to do something in the medical field because that's more stable. So when she not provoke me, but like push me on to go to school, I realized what she meant. You know, if I quit school, it's only hurting myself because I'm not going to have my mom forever, and she can't take care of me. So that's one. And the second one was my friends. All my friends are really smart and going to medical school, so I didn't want to feel left out.
All right. You can't be seen as the slacker in your group, right? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Holly.
For me, one of the main reasons that I kind of held on through some of the toughest times so far were the relationships that I made on campus. I remember after I took a specific test one day and I scored very high, and I had called my father, and it's just the pat answer for him. I was like, I made a 7 out of 9, and that's really, really good. And he goes, well, it wasn't a 9. And that's my dad. And I walked around a corner, and I was sitting there, and just right around the corner, there was a faculty member. It's a faculty member who's also an administrator at Richland College, who had overheard the conversation. And she just all of a sudden said, she saw the look on my face. And I said, well, you know, sometimes when you have good news, it's, you know, you don't always have someone you like to share it with. And she goes, share it with me, talk to me. And that was my first best impression of Richland College. So it's those interactions, not just at an administration level or in the classroom. It's just walking along the campus. You can make such a difference, believe me. And second, I just want my grandkids to hear the word college, and I want them, and my great-grandchildren, I want it to be able to be told that even though great-grandma was 39 when she started, that it was possible, if it was possible for grandma at 39 to start it, that they can do it too.
All right.
Yeah, Arleen. Go ahead.
So, along the way of college, what's actually 2 factors that have taken a large role in my success. One is my mom. She only has 2 kids. It's myself and my brother. And my brother is far from a saint. and neither was I. So at some point, I was like, damn, I gotta make my mom proud. I gotta do something right. She has to be proud of one of us. She only has two.
Why not me, right?
Yeah. So, I went
One out of two ain't bad. Yeah, right.
I went back to school, and, she was always supportive, and she told me when I was working at the print shop, I didn't like what I was doing. I was getting paid good. I was, making good money, getting paid like almost $18 an hour, but I hated it with a passion. And she told me, she's like, go back to school and do what you love doing. Your elective for high school was welding all 4 years. Go back and be a welder. That's what you love doing. Go back. So I went back to school, and I did some of my GEs first, and then I went into the welding program, and that's where I started building relationships. And the next person that I found that was, or consider it to be lucky that I have met him, it was my instructor. He became like my mentor, my advisor, the dad I didn't have, and he pushed me so far that I was so out of my comfort zone. From being used to not being involved, not doing anything on campus, just in and out like any other student, go to class, get out of class, and do my own personal thing, to being involved, sitting in committees on campus, and academic senate, to college council, to knowing everybody on campus. Like, because of that relationships that I've built on campus, I have completely changed, and I've grown as a person and, as a student, definitely.
So let's stay with that theme for a minute. So some of you are talking about, I'm going to pick on you here in a minute, Maria. So some of you, you're Maria, right? I'm sorry, Brenda. Some of you are talking about people that you've met. Have the rest of you met people while you've been at the college that has made a difference for you while you're here? How about you, Brenda?
Yeah, this winter I took a winter class with Miss Kay Coder, the sociology, and her class is really, she helped out the students a whole lot. She made us understood everything about each one, how we all worked, and how college was not it was to learn, but also to have fun while you're learning it. If you're not learning it, then what's the point? And she actually made everyone feel so good in that class that we all passed her class. We did our work because of the way she connected with us. If she wasn't able to connect with us the way she did, I don't think anybody would have enjoyed the class. But the class went so fast that we missed the class now, and I was glad I met her. She was really good with all of us, and she helped us through a whole lot, telling us to don't quit and just keep on going.
Do you stay in touch even though you're not in our class?
Sometimes I've seen her, yes.
Yeah.
And that's just about it.
I called. How about you? Have there been people along the way for you?
Yes. At first, whenever I first started going to Richland, I felt like I didn't have anybody. That first year, I felt like I was completely alone, just going to school, to class, and then back home. I didn't really interact with anybody because I felt like there was nobody there for me. Whenever I registered, I was lost. I didn't know what classes to take, what would be the best plan for me. I don't know, I was really confused. I didn't know if I wanted to do accounting or psychology. I was all over the place. That first year, I took some core classes that are now going towards my degree, but I took some that just I'm not going to be able to use. But after that year, I decided that I wanted to go into civil engineering.
How did you decide that? What made you go in that direction?
One summer, I went down to Mexico, and my entire family, like my dad, my grandpa, my uncle, they've all worked in construction like their entire lives. And when I was little, when I was growing up, they would take me to the construction sites, and I would see how they would do the, work on the bridges and the roads, and I thought that was amazing. And I didn't realize that was what I wanted to do until a year after I started going to Richland. And I figured, why not? I like math, I like science, so it's something that I think is for me. And that first year, I would go to the general advisors, But it was crazy. It was crazy. Whenever everybody wanted to register, everybody was there. It was packed. It was hectic. The advisors didn't really have enough time for each student to help them out individually. So I felt like I was just going in there, and I didn't know what to do, what classes to take, and it wasn't really helpful until I found, until they sent me to one of the STEM advisors, because I was now an engineering student. And ever since then, that person has been there for these past, for the past 2 years that I've been there, and she's been so helpful. Like I feel like I have everything planned out now. I know where I'm going. I know what classes I need to take. And besides that, like, she helps me with everything. Whenever there's a scholarship, she lets me know. There was an internship position that she also told me about, and I got it, through the STEM program. And I've made a lot of connections that have helped me a lot. And
yeah, I want to ask you to take us on a quick trip through your first experiences at your college. Okay? So how many of you, think back, how many of you would say that when you first came to the college to enroll that you were able to come in and complete everything you needed to do in one visit? Raise your hand if it was one visit. All right, how many would say that you were able to complete every single thing you needed to do in 2 visits? Sort of a half-hearted couple of people, all right. All right, let's move the bar to 3. How many would say you came back maybe 3 times to get it all done? Maybe, okay, Maria's thinking maybe Bridge. Okay, how about 4? Is 4 ringing a bell with anybody? Let's keep moving. 5. All right, we got some takers on 5. 6? Took about a week. 5 days. Anybody longer than that? Would you say longer than that? So we've got a couple half-hearted, maybe 1, maybe 2, and then we're up to 5, right. Were you taking off work when you came back, or were you, okay, so you were just coming back? Yeah, I don't have to work. Just coming back, okay. When you first got to the college, some of you have already said, Maria said, really lost, didn't know what to do. Can you remember, what's the first thing that happened? Was it something that you initiated, or was it something that somebody initiated with you when you first walked in the door? Yeah.
Okay, I think the reason that, I went to Richland was because when I was in high school, I was going to South Garland High School, which is not too far away from Richland, and people from Richland actually went to my high school, and they had tables set up, they had everything you needed so you could register, which made the process so much easier for me. And I think that helped a lot because I didn't have to go to campus and feel even more lost than I already was, and you don't know where anything is. So I think that's what helped me.
Okay. Anybody else have that happen in high school where you were able to complete anything in high school? Maria's alone in that regard. Okay. What about Kay?
We have a short time before we need to really open the mics and see what kind of questions you might have, but I know there are a lot of faculty members, a lot of teachers here in the audience, and they would love to hear your reflection about this. Think about a time that you were in a really good class. It was working for you. Things were clicking, You know what I'm talking about? So what we'd like for you to do is just quickly describe what was going on in that classroom when things were really working well for you. Okay, you're going to start.
Me and Holly and I took a math class. This is my 3rd time around.
Get together with Eduardo after this. Yeah.
Now, I've had tutors, and I've had my boyfriend. I've had his entire family, and it wasn't happening. And now, I quit school in 1976, so we had quit adding then maybe, but not all. And the first 2 times I walked out, told one of the teachers off, and the other one I just walked out. They do not, those lab classes are not for 50-year-old people, I'm telling you. And this time we got a lecture teacher. He's the best teacher, wonderful man, and I made my first 96 on a math test last month.
All right!
Your best class, a really good class. One that, what's it like? What's happening? What's going on in that class?
coming back, I had a really, really good experience with one of my professors. She was my chemistry teacher. And I still believe until today that it's because of her that I'm in love with science and I'm good at it. And then I'm pursuing a field in science. Her name is Becky Williams. She taught chemistry at Richland College. And she really taught the class. Because I've been in many classes throughout my life. And I can say with honesty that her class, she really taught as a teacher. And a teacher is like someone who would really teach the minor details of everything to really help us to put all the puzzles together, is the way I see it. And she does that, and she takes her time, and her office is always open to all of us. We can come by and ask questions anytime we like. So I would say with her, because of her being so passionate about teaching and then really, I guess, believing in installing, good foundation in science for us so that we can be successful. I still believe that because of that, it showed the difference. It made me love science, and I mean, because of her, matter of fact, I took 3 chemistry classes with her. And from that, the testimony to her is that I'm a tutor. I tutor biology and chemistry at Richland College because of chemistry. I got it down so well that I was able to tutor because of her.
Okay, so questions? Do any of you have questions? If so, please come to the floor mics and let us hear from you. And please do it quickly. I can't see.
Anyone? Here we go.
Great, that
Lights
helps.
up.
Okay, would you tell us where you're from and give us your question?
Tanya Benton from Highline Community College near Seattle, Washington. I always weep during these. It's just steady stream. It's just an amazing thing. Thank you so much. So what do you wish was better? If you could pick like something like, oh my God, if this was better, it would be so amazing, such an amazing thing. Thank you.
I think we have eager answerers up here.
Yes. There's hands flapping over there. Let's start there.
May I? Okay.
Yes, please.
2 things very quickly. When it comes to what we were talking about with the difference between math lecture and math lab, for returning students, I think, I have other friends that are in our age group, and the lecture makes all the difference in the world, but yet in the advising, we're somewhat pushed into the lab classes. And we really need that one-on-one interaction, or that interaction, face-to-face with the instructor. And also, along those lines too, if there was like informative sessions that were optional that you could attend to learn about credits, to learn about how the degree plans work, and to be able to just get a better understanding of what it is to be a college student.
May I ask, how many of you have like a written plan for what you're going to do at college? A written plan? So a few of you do. All right.
Anxious to answer. What would help if it were changed?
Being in my age group, I think there is at Richland a old people's club or whatever.
I'll bet that's what they call it.
That's what they call it. I know. I'm one of them.
And the president is the president?
Yeah, listen. Just for Kelly, would everyone older than Kelly please stand up? She's not alone here.
And I think there needs to be more. I felt so out of place and so not knowing how to talk to the young people today. My kids are 32 and 33. Okay, I'm fixing to be a great grandma next week. So,
all right.
Yeah. So this is like, it needs to be. I have the entire teaching way y'all taught was so much different back when I went to school, and there needs to be an advisor just for old people that we can go and talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Anybody else? What can we do better?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, Bridget.
Well, when I began college, I just came out from high school. So I was really confused like a couple of people. So I think what would have been better if when there was orientation, if they could somehow put someone that's a sophomore or that has been in the college for a while and that's doing the same, like program or major together, so that person can help them academically and socially. So the person doesn't have to feel lost, and also they can, help them find out what classes to take. Like when I took, when I first came, I had to take DMath, and I had to take DMath 90, 97, 98. Now I'm in 99. And at first, I didn't really understand what that meant because I took but algebra in high school, and I took a lot of other math courses. So if, finding somebody to support the person academically and socially, that would help a new student.
Thank you so much. Now, we're going to do one last question, and I'm going to pose it to the students, but I want also to pose it to all of you. So please join with us. This is something that we learned from Vince Tinto, and it's a question we often use as we listen to students. Students, I'm going to give you a sentence, and I would like for you to think for a moment and then fill in the blank at the end of the sentence. And I'd like to ask that all of you do the same thing at the same time. This is not collaborative work. This is work on your own. So here's the sentence. Please think silently about it for a moment. My college is like a blank. My college is like a blank.
Who wants to go first? Okay. Hui?
I think that my college is like my home because I've been there 5 days a week from 8 to 11 at night.
My
8
college
in the morning to 11
like
at night.
my
And part of that is because I have class there. I also work there as a tutor, and I study after I work in my college. And all of that's possible because in my college we have an area called Sabine, and it's the place that we have the sun corner in the middle, and then around us we have the area for people to study. It make a habit for students after the class. They come there to hang out, and at night they stay there to study together. And I just been there all the time. So.
Okay. We thank you so much for that. And we're on a clock now, so we're going to ask others in the group, because we'd like to hear from every single one of you, to just be kind of quick. My college is like a blank.
My college is like a familiar friend who took a long trip with me.
Okay, thank you very much.
I was thinking the same thing as him. He said my college is like home because I do stay there for a long time too.
Okay.
Same with me. I said my college is like my home. Just like your home, your family usually wants you to succeed. So my college wants me to succeed. You can have hard times and you can have good times, but you stay in there because you have to.
Thank you.
My college is like the light that guides me through the dark. It just illuminates things, makes things brighter.
Thank you.
And I can be able to understand them a little bit more.
Thank you so much.
To me, my college is like the ocean.
Tell us
You have to say
a little more.
Eric. A little more about that.
What it means says is the more you look into the subject, the more you go into classes, the more you find out there's much more that you don't have no idea what's to tell.
Wow. Thank you.
My lifeline to relearning, it took a long vacation.
It's, for me, my college is like a wonderland, and it's a gateway to the world. The world is really opened up because of it.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back.
Arleen?
My college is extraordinary, like me and every other student.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't really know what to say. Nothing really came to mind, but I mean, I guess to me, college right now is everything because it's what I have to focus on right now. But to me, it's kind of like a job as well because I have to put a lot of hours into it in order for me to succeed. And I mean, I love it. I'm having a great time so far at it.
Our hope for you as all of you go back to your campuses is that your students will complete that sentence in the way that you and your Achieving the Dream colleagues best hope and most dream that they will complete that sentence. And so we're going to hear a few words from just one more student from afar in a few moments. But before we do that, to close the session, would you please join me in thanking these students?